Hello again, the internet, and welcome to today's video where we are doing an apartment remodel. Right now, I'm just kind of showing the original layout. This is an apartment in San Manchuno, I think is how you say it, but obviously that's where the apartment is because that's the only city that has apartments. But I just wanted to go for a classic little remodel, and most people, they'll do a $10,000 apartment or home remodel, so that was kind of what I was going for. But I'm a little bougie, so I was like, ooh, let's do a $15,000 remodel, and that slowly turned into a $20,000 remodel. So today we are doing a $20,000 remodel on an apartment in The Sims. So as you can see right now, I'm just kind of knocking down all of the original walls because I didn't like the layout. I thought the bathroom was way too skinny and long, and I didn't really think with this size of apartment there needed to be 2 bedrooms. So I turned this into a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, and I kind of opened up the kitchen and living room area. As you can see right here, we're starting off with the bathroom first. So I actually took the tile that was originally in the kitchen and I changed it from a brown and white to a gray and white and used that for the flooring. And then obviously I like to go with tile walls for the bathrooms just because that's what you typically see in a bathroom. And I did this weird little cutout with the 2 blocks, that way I could fit in a shower there without having it being right in the middle of the room, because I just kind of hate the way bathrooms normally are with just like the toilet sticking out, the counters are sticking out, and the shower sticking out. So I like to kind of create those indents in the wall for those to fit there. So that's where I put the shower, and then along the wall I have this big long counter space and the toilet in the back. I actually spend quite a lot of time on this bathroom. You'll see because I went in and I was like, oh, let's do this bathroom, and it was looking really good, and then like 20 minutes in, I was like, oh wait, this is a renovation or like a remodel, so I should probably not spend all of my money right off the bat in the bathroom, because I was just throwing in like decorations and mirrors and not even looking to see like how expensive the counters or the sink was. And you'll actually see here that I'm filling up this counter with a bunch of soaps so that I can manipulate exactly where I want it to place. And obviously I do this using the bb.move objects cheat like always. Now we just skip ahead a little bit to me picking out the bath mat for the bathroom. I actually really like this in here. And then I am just putting the finishing touches on exactly how I want everything placed, that way it looks just right. And now we are actually going to move on to the kitchen and living room area. The kitchen did take the longest for this furnishing, in my opinion, because I had a lot of difficulties figuring out exactly how I wanted everything placed, because this apartment is shaped a little odd with that like cutout section right there. So I was originally thinking that this entire half of the room would be the kitchen, but because of that little angled wall right there, it just would not work. And you can see me playing around with the counters trying to see if I can get it to look right, but I just couldn't. So then I decided to kind of just go with the little galley kitchen and then turn the other half, like on the other side of the island, into a study nook, and then having the other part of the room a living room. And you can see I'm playing around with the counters. I wanted to do like a square island, but not quite that big, and when I just put them closer together, there was some graphics tearing that I didn't care for. So you can see here in a second we changed that. And originally I wasn't going to do all of the countertops in the industrial style. I was just going to have it with an industrial style island and keep the rest of the cabinets the same as the bathroom, because typically bathroom and kitchen cabinets do match. But I just didn't like the way that those black ones and the industrial ones look together. So I make the entirety of the bottom cabinets the industrial style, and then I actually make the upper cabinets for storage and everything into the black ones, and I think it turns out quite nice. And then here you can see we did go with more of a budget fridge because again this is a budgeted renovation, but with the stoves, the lower cost ones were just so ugly. I just couldn't. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to spend a lot of money on this stove. But we did get a cheaper fridge, and even though it's not the cutest, I think it matches the style pretty nicely. And then this is where I brought back in the black cabinets that kind of match the bathroom for the storage on top. And then since there is a window right there, I didn't want to bring the cabinets all the way over because it kind of blocks the window views. So instead I just made a little more storage space right there using shelving, and obviously bringing in the oven hood, I think that's what you call them, but just, you know, working on the kitchen here, adding in some stools for the island. And then here we're going to transition over to the living room because I just wanted to get the high budget items into the kitchen first to make sure we had enough money for them. And so we're going to do the same with the living room and the bedroom, and then once the necessities and high budget items are in, then we get to spend the rest of the budget doing small decorative things. And then here you can actually see that when I do living rooms, I like to pick out my couches and rug first and make sure those two items go together. And then I build the rest of the room around that. And I knew I wanted to go with that little fitness couch on the side with the pillows. I just love that couch and I don't ever use it in builds. So I knew for sure I wanted to get that, and then I picked the other couch, and now I'm just trying to find a rug. I end up going with this one. I'm just trying to figure out a good placing that I like. And so now I'm just putting the couches where I think they should go, and then getting in all of the extra things like a table and lamps and stuff. And oh my goodness, can we just talk about the fact that the TVs in The Sims are hella expensive. Like, yeah, TVs are expensive in real life, but the Sims TVs are, it's just crazy. Like, you can find a decently sized TV for like $400 in real life, but for the Sims, it's like, if it's like decently priced, it's like 30 years old, it looks like. And it's, I don't know, I just think some of the appliances and things are way overpriced. Like, it's not realistic. But I guess seeing as how this is a video game, it'll all work out. Yeah, but that is the basics for the living room that I put in, and now again I'm trying to just put in the basics for the bedroom, because nothing would be worse than, you know, making a nice bed or a nice bathroom, living room, and kitchen, and then having no money to put in a bed and everything. So I go ahead and I'm going in now for the bedroom, and I actually love this bedroom so much. Like, I think it's honestly one of my favorites, and it has a really good standard colorway. Ooh, and we do skip ahead here because my recording died and I didn't notice until after I'd almost completed the bedroom. But yeah, I stuck with the bed, but like I was saying, I just love, it just has a really good colorway with like the standard white and then the standard black, which is what I ended up going with, because that painting is glorious and it's just so like vintage, like Hollywood glam in my opinion, and the black bed just matched it so much better than the white, so we go with the black bed and that awesome painting. And then since everything else in the room is sort of black and white, we do go with the colorful rug, which I love. Like, I love, my favorite thing in The Sims 4 is like rugs. Like, I just want all the rugs. We need more rugs in my opinion. Like, I don't know, I love them. Honestly, I think we're almost done with the bedroom here. I'm just adding in a couple more knick-knack items. Oh, I changed the rug. I forgot. I just went on about how much I did the color rug and then I changed it. We're not even on the bedroom anymore. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so I changed the color of the rug to a gray, and you will see here that we start moving on to the decorative finishing touches here pretty quickly. Like for the bedroom, I tried switching the door, that way it was centered for that little entry hallway. I'm picking out blinds now, and then going for updating the lights, because just for furnishing at the beginning, I put in a bunch of the saucer lights because they provide the most light all at once, and then at the end I take those out and make it a little more decorative and look a little nicer just for the build overall. And I love this little wire industrial lighting that I put on the sidewall for this bedroom. That is probably one of my favorite lights. It looks so nice. And here I'm going in and adding a little curtain to the bathroom window and switching up the bathroom lights as well. So once the lighting is changed up in the bedroom and bathroom, now I'm moving back into the main space and giving that area its final little details and everything, because I did want to turn this other half of this space into a little study nook, because it's nice for your Sims to have a computer, because so much of the game, like, you need a computer to do things. Oh, and here, this is me giving myself the last $5,000 because I'd gotten down to only like $1,000 left, and you can't really buy a computer for $1,000 in The Sims. Again, it's like TVs, computers, and like stoves and refrigerators. They're just so expensive. What was I even saying? Oh yeah, I wanted to give this Sim a computer, obviously, because so much of the game you like to have a computer for, like adopting a daughter or a dog or a cat, or moving your household, or setting up a dinner party. It's just, computers are so essential to all of that. And since this whole half of the apartment couldn't be the kitchen, that's when I decided to split it into like the little galley kitchen and then this little nook study area. And here I'm trying to just set up a cute little table for dining, and I was gonna go with the circle table at first, and obviously that was so large, and I was looking at that and laughing so hard, like, this is not gonna fit. So I go for the smaller round table and those little yellow chairs, because it's just a nice pop of color. And then plants, obviously. If I've said this once, I've said it a million times. I love plants in The Sims 4. Oh my goodness, they're my favorite. Oh, even more than rugs. If I'm going to talk about one thing, it's going to be rugs or plants, you guys. I just can't help it. But anyway, I am putting on the finishing touches here. You can see I decided to change the coffee table for the living space, and then I'm just kind of switching up the couch colors because I wasn't exactly sure that I cared for the first ones that I picked out. And then filling out this space behind the couch so it's not so empty, I decided to put in a bookshelf. So this is me picking out which one I liked best, and obviously I'm so bad at decision making that I go through like every bookshelf that is in the game. And yeah, I finally decide on this one because that color of wood kind of matched the top of the coffee table. And since it is larger, I did have to switch back to the smaller door, but hey, it's okay, you make sacrifices. In reality though, it wasn't that much of a sacrifice because I do like this smaller door because it matches the rest of the apartment better. The only reason I had the big door there in the first place was because I don't like that none of the smaller doors will sit center between two grid spaces, but hey, that's an argument for another day. Now we're gonna move on to adding in knickknacks in the kitchen. I am just obsessed with adding knickknacks everywhere. I love this knife set that I'm putting on the wall. And honestly, like, can we talk about the fact that there is not enough options for shelf clutter, in my opinion? Like, clutter just makes a build look so much more realistic, and I just feel like there's like 3 things that can fit on a shelf and look cute. They just need to add more clutter items, more clutter items. Yeah, you can just ignore that little sing-songy thing that just happened. Yeah, but again, I'm adding in more clutter. This little dish holder from, I think it's from the Parenthood pack, is so cute. Like, that's, again, I'm just gonna talk about clutter all day long. That's half the time I buy packs for like the little clutter items that you can pick. Like, I'm like, oh my god, this thing is so cute, I need it, I have to put it on the counter in the kitchen on this specific build. Like, I'm obsessed. Oh my goodness, I need to calm down. But yeah, here I am finally putting on all of the last finishing touches for this apartment in the kitchen and the living room area. And honestly, like, I could have done this remodel for $15,000, but it's just my personal style. I like adding in a lot of the clutter items. I feel it just makes it more realistic. And with having the clutter items, that's when it got up over the 15K. But if you wanted to do this for a lower budget, you could take out some of those items and totally do it for 15 instead of 20. And all of these rooms are on the gallery. Since it's an apartment, I couldn't upload the whole thing, but I did upload each room individually, and I will link those down below in the description box. And the name of this apartment is To Be Jasmine Suites. Please excuse the people being loud outside. I can't help that. To Be Jasmine Suites in San Manchuno. So you can go find that lot and then just download each room individually and place it in the unit like I have them placed if you would like to. But here we are getting towards the end of everything. You can see here in a second, I'm going to have the floor plan layout going on and some of the traits of this apartment. The original ones was good school and ley lines, so I left those and I added an additional one called gnomes. So that's the traits. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, and here are the screenshots. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like always, do the YouTube things, leave a like, a comment, a subscribe, all of that, and I will see you next time. Bye!